Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'll be showing you guys how to loop on Haddonfield. Haddonfield as of right now is arguably probably the most survivor sided map in the entire game. I say that this is the most survivor sided map because the buildings that it has to offer has really incredible windows that are basically infinite if you know how to loop them correctly. They also have a large amount of pallets, and the really large map size itself gives killers a really hard time to distribute pressure evenly. So this house right here is the Lori Strode estate, and this house cannot spawn anywhere else on the map. This house will spawn only in that one spot in the middle of the map. I would say that this is one of the strongest buildings on the map because it has a chance to spawn a window next to basement, and also the basement cannot spawn anywhere else. This window is insanely strong because it is a great escape route for when you're trying to get out of the basement, but at the same time it is also a really strong loop. Regardless of the direction the killer chases you on this loop, as long as you pay attention and look behind you, you should always be able to get 3 volts out of this window or until it gets blocked by the entity. However, this loop is at its strongest when you chain it with the windows upstairs. The second floor of this house will have at least 2 windows, one in the front and one in the back. Both of these lead to a roof that you would then use to go downstairs and repeat the process over again. I usually like to use the front window before going to the back window because you have to travel a longer distance to get back upstairs, which usually gives the killer more time to catch up and possibly land a hit on you. Eventually, they gain enough speed with bloodlust to the point where you're gonna have to ditch the loop and find a pallet. Luckily, pallets will usually spawn in the back of almost every house, and if there isn't any pallets in the back of the house, there's almost always a bench or garden tile in between houses with a pallet there for you to use in the scenario that you can't find any. The next house I wanted to talk about is the infamous House of Pain. You can distinguish this house from the others as, like the previous tile, only one of this tile can spawn on the map. However, it does spawn randomly instead of a fixed location. It is also the shortest house, and it has a truck on the left side of it. The first noticeable loop is the truck loop. There's going to be a window on the left side which lets you get an easy fast vote every single time if you're looping it the correct way. If the killer tries to force you to loop the other way around, that's when you run to the basement loop, which is the star of this house. It has see-through stairs, which basically means that you cannot get mind gamed on this whatsoever. A pallet will always be down here on either side of the loop, but on this side there's 2 windows that can spawn, one in front of the stairs or one to the right of the stairs. The best window would be this variant because it forces the killer to loop you in the least favorable way for them because it gives you easy access to the window and the stairs again. I would say that these 2 specific tiles are the strongest tiles out of the entire map, and when paired up with some RNG specific spawns such as fences, they can be a pain for most killers. As you can see here, this specific fence spawn put a vote right outside of the garage, and it lets me get a fast vote every single time. When you play DBD, the most important thing you can do is to get the most use out of your resources before having to drop a pallet or taking a hit in order to give your teammates more time to work on generators. The next house I wanted to talk about is this house. You can distinguish this house through its gray sedan and its unique corner stairs. It has a chance of spawning a generator in this spot, and although it's not as strong of a loop as the other 2 tiles, there are some pretty good windows that can spawn in this house that will let you get 3 votes easily. In my experience, the main problem that I see players having with this house is voting the wrong window. Oftentimes, new players will just vote any window that they see, but the thing with this house is that most of the windows upstairs will have an opening that makes it so that the killer will not have to vote the window in order to get to them. This house also has a trap window on the first floor, which is pointless to vote because it leads to the porch, which will give the killer more time to catch up to you. When using this house loop, the most important thing you can do is to identify which windows are good for you to use. In my opinion, one of the most underrated loops on this map is this window right here. It spawns on the first floor of this tile and it leads to the outside of the porch, which means that the killer has to walk like a whole mile around in order to be able to get to that point. Or they have to vote the window, both of which shaves off like 4 seconds for them, which is plenty of time to make it around to vote it again. However, the dangers of this window is that you need to get a fast vote, otherwise a medium vote might just give them enough time to land a hit on you. As for the second floor of this building, I do not really like looping up here because the window spawns can be very RNG dependent, and usually I do not get good ones. However, the window that I do recommend using is the one straight on the right of the stairs, as it is a pretty good getaway vault and it should give you enough time to get to a pallet. However, I would not recommend trying to loop this window multiple times due to how tall the loop is. For the last house tile of Haddonfield, there's two types of this building that can spawn on the map. There's not that much to talk about this tower because just like the previous one, it's really just RNG window spawns and there's no pallets or anything to use. However, it's good to identify which windows are good for you to vote and which windows you shouldn't vote. But I would not get too comfortable trying to loop this too many times because the killer can catch it really quickly, and if you don't have good windows, they will definitely land a hit on you. And yeah, that's the end of the tutorial. Some key takeaways would be to don't be afraid to use the houses, as they are the strongest loops a survivor can have on this map. I know that indoor areas can make it a bit hard for you to find your way around, but trust me, once you guys know the loops and the window spawns, it becomes so much more easier and so much more enjoyable to use the loops in the houses instead of burning the filler pallets on the streets and the back areas. But yeah, that's my tutorial on how to loop Haddonfield. I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope you guys learned something. Please let me know in the comments if I missed any good loops. Remember that this is what I know about the game and the map, and there definitely might be some things out there that I don't know about. But yeah, if you guys found this video helpful, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You know, do all that good stuff so I can keep producing this type of content for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Well, this is so funny, bro.
Okay, keep running. Oh shit. Keep running, keep running.
You're not about to catch me, bro. Oh! Dude, that scared the fucking...
Oh yeah! Wait, why you just sit there?
Bro, that's, you know,
why did you just sit
I thought you were gonna double back.